This is Matthew Cratter from Trader University, and today I want to talk about how Bitcoin has already won. Not ETH, not Bcash, not XRP. So yesterday's video I talked about the Lightning Network as the fulfillment of Satoshi Nakamoto's vision of a peer-to-peer cash payment network. The Lightning Network is built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. It's built on top of the base layer. The Lightning Network itself is what we call a layer 2 solution. This was quite a controversial video. I got a bunch of interesting comments. Here is one from XRP Minimalist, which I'm going to copy and paste here so you can see it a little bigger. Haha, what a joke, fulfillment of Satoshis, etc., etc. He finishes his comment by saying, while there is XRP billions can be sended, XRP people tend not to have the best grammar. I don't think many of them can even read. XRP billions can be sended in just seconds with a super low fee. So not only were the XRP army out, the Bcash army was out, and one of the common things that a lot of these guys were pointing out is that the Bitcoin base layer, the blockchain itself, can only handle 5 to 7 transactions per second. This is somewhere the range. By contrast, XRP, at least according to this search, can handle 1,500 transactions per second. So it would seem that maybe these other altcoins are more useful because they have a higher TPS. When we in fact look at the value though that is being transferred, you get a very different picture. So rather than looking at TPS, what we're going to look at here, this is a great tweet from Samson Mo, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. This is a demonstration about not just TPS, but the actual value transacted per second. So value transacted per second, or VTPS. If we take a look at this, we can see that XRP, in spite of having the ability to do 1,500 transactions per second, in fact, it's only currently transacting about $10,000 per second. Bcash, only $80,000 per second. Dogecoin, it's funny that even Doge is doing better than XRP. Dogecoin at $80,000 value transacted per second. ETH at $90,000. And then we have something that's in its own category, which is BTC, Bitcoin. All the folks who say BCH is the real Bitcoin are sort of academic pedants who don't quite understand the history. They don't understand Satoshi's vision. And even if they were to be right, the market has already voted. Bitcoin has already won. And this is the point that I'm often making on my channel, that even if Bitcoin at the base layer can only do 5, 6, 7 transactions per second, what happens when each of those transactions is $1 billion or $10 billion or $100 billion? This is one way that Bitcoin scales at the base layer. And it doesn't use any more energy to secure a $10 billion transaction than it does a $5 transaction. This is what a lot of the energy folks don't understand. So this really puts XRP Minimalist's comment in a new light. XRP here is moving tiny amounts of money. Supposedly it has all these banking relationships, etc., but it's just not being used. It's not a valuable network. Even ETH, with all of its value, its DeFi value, is not really being used in terms of transacting value per second. I should say that this is this graphic was calculated with Bitcoin at 54,000, so it's only a day or so old. But when people tell you that Bitcoin doesn't scale, Bitcoin can't do as many transactions per second, I want you to think and remember this animation, which is really quite good, showing the difference here. Now, if you really want to have a high TPS, high transactions per second, you can go with Visa. Visa, for example, can do 1,700 transactions per second. The problem, though, and when people make these comparisons to the traditional fiat system, is they forget to mention that the Visa network is not a final settlement network. What we're looking at here is a final settlement network. Bitcoin provides final settlement security. Visa, as we all know, transactions can be reversed from anywhere from 1 day to, call it 90 days, depending where you are. Meanwhile, the Visa network sits on top of U.S. banking rails. At the end of the month, or when you pay your Visa bill, money is shuffled from one bank to another. For merchants on Visa as well, money is shuffled from one bank to another. So Visa is not a final settlement layer. it's riding on U.S. banking rails. And the U.S. banking system obviously is secured not by a method that doesn't use any energy. It's secured by a method that uses a lot of energy, which is the threat of war. And we saw what happened in Afghanistan, in Iraq, and many other places, Libya, for example. And this is the final settlement layer, proof of war for the Visa network. Visa is also highly, highly centralized. And this is one of the trade-offs as well. You can have a very high TPS, but what happens if Visa terminates your merchant agreement and doesn't let you sell to your customers using Visa anymore? And here's an article that lists all the different reasons. And it might just not be that you're a scammer or doing fraudulent stuff. Visa might not like your current politics. So this is the real difference. Not only does the Bitcoin network settle all this value at the base layer, almost $3 million per second right now, and no other cryptocurrency even comes close, but the Bitcoin network and the layer 2 solution built on top of it, the Lightning Network, they're open to anyone. Unlike Visa, you cannot be shut out. It's open to anyone, it's permissionless, anyone can plug into these networks. By contrast, you have venture capitalists who want to dump their tokens on you. What they do is they buy these tokens at pennies on the dollar, and then for example, Solana, which is a highly centralized blockchain, it could do cool things, but it fails to meet the initial promise of cryptocurrency, which is decentralization. And so you'll get a lot of misinformation from Silicon Valley VCs who just want to dump their tokens on you. The other thing to mention is that while the base layer is securing so much value, the actual TPS, the transactions per second available on the Lightning Network, on the layer 2 solution, have been estimated to be able to go up into the millions. So ultimately, Bitcoin will scale at the layer 2 level and will be able to handle more TPS than even Visa, at the same time providing a very secure base settlement layer. This is something that unfortunately XRP Army, ETH Army, ETH heads, Bcash people, they just don't understand, and they're never going to show you a graphic like this because they want to pretend that they're big boys, whereas they really are just toddlers with their pull-up diapers. They're dealing with tiny, tiny amounts of money. You're telling me this is going to be the new financial system, XRP, that's only handling $10,000 per value transacted per second. Why would big institutional investors be interested in something like this? This is why I say that Bitcoin has already won. To paraphrase William Gibson, Bitcoin has already won. It's just the future is highly distributed. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.